What's up, everybody? DJJAY here. I know a lot of people always ask me, Jay, how do you make edits? How do you go about making your edits? What do you use? How do you use it? This is not a tutorial video, but I wanted to show people my thought process in building edits, building, maybe you can call it remixes as well, but I wanted to show everybody how I do it. I'm working right now on the Toronto Caribana DJ Pack coming out July 25th, 2015. And I have this big song by Kesta Band from Trinidad. It's called Fallin. I have the whole stems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to rebuild the song for a nice intro, a nice crash, kind of like almost like house music would drop right after the 32 bar. Crash down, have a vocal stem where everyone would know the lyrics, and then come right back into the original. And then the DJs would play the original to the next chorus, and most of the time mix out. So I wanted to show you my thought process of how I did it. I have an idea right now, and I'm going to take you guys through my whole process, start to finish, and I hope everyone likes it. Yeah, let's go. Okay, we're going to do this. I want to just show you guys the song and how it starts. Again, doesn't have an intro. DJs are just kind of just dropping the song, so I wanted to show you the song first, and then we'll go into actually making the edit. Here we go. I don't like those ad-libs. Those ad-libs are going to be removed. And then here's where the song would start after all the stuff I want to do. So, first thing I want to do is I want to grab the pieces to start it. So the first thing, again, I have that crash in mind. I have all the stems down here. I don't know if you guys can see them down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start grabbing all these pieces and start piecing it together. First, let's go to the effects wave. Now, I've already started labeling some stuff here, and as you see here, I'll move myself here to the bottom. There. So yeah, so I already have an idea of how I want it to crash in. So you have this. So it's the build up, and then it's going to crash out. Right? So that's how I know how I want it to start before the thing gets crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new file here, and I'm going to add those in there. So here's the intro. Now again, I've already marked it, so I know exactly where the crash comes in. It's always good to know where the crash is going to come in for the fact of you want to know where the beat's going to drop. So that's the first part, and then the second part. So that's the build up and the drop there and there. Perfect. Okay, now we need to go to what they call the Fallin keys. So I've already done a lot of stuff with marking. So I already have an idea. Even here, I even built it up there, but I didn't want to know what to do. You can see there. So what I wanted to do first is I want the nice strings in the song. So I'm going to grab these here. Now, first thing, I always like to work at -6. Just so, again, if you mix anything and it doesn't come out the way you want, it's okay. You have no worries about it because you won't ever worried about hitting a peak. A lot of people ask, why don't I use Ableton? Why don't I use Reason? Why don't I use all these other programs? I have been using SoundForge for over 10 years, and I'm pretty sure I can do almost anything with SoundForge that anyone else can do with those multi-track windows. Again, it's a lot of pasting and mixing and control Zing, which is like going back, but it always works out in the end, and I've been making edits for over 10 years. So again, don't take my advice and say, hey, I'm gonna go download SoundForge right now and just start doing that. It's just I feel more comfortable in SoundForge than I guess anyone else. I can almost pretty much say in the world because I love this program. So the first thing I want to do is, again, once it crashes, I want to go into the guitar strings first, which is right after the 4-bar intro. It's beautiful, right? Just very nice strings. Right, and that's 8 bars of that. So I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to mix it over my crash. Now again, because I'm working at -6, I can mix everything at 0, and there we go. So it sounds like this. Woo! Now here is where the chorus vocal I'm gonna put. I already have that in mind. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want to add these powerful keys that kind of come in at the end of the song. So I'm going to grab those now. Grab those. And they even have a trailer because it's literally the last part of the song. And I'm going to add those in as well. Where's our song? There it is. Okay. Add those in. And I'm going to paste those in. Again, also at -6. So again, when you listen, you're not going to hear any volume difference. Right? But as you see, it's again, it is the same tempo, it is the same key, everything, but it comes in kind of harsh. So I'm gonna go back to their ad-libs and effects audio, and I'm gonna add a transition between these two right here. So I think I already had one in mind. It was yeah, it's right here. So I'm just gonna add this in right before it kicks in, and it's gonna add just a nice little sound effect to kind of take the ears away from the drastic change between the guitar strings and the keys. And I imagine it's going to sound really, really good. Okay, beautiful. And then this should just crash right out, which is so perfect because it has that echo on the end. So now, I really only do, I want to do a 16 bar because after that, the DJs are not going to want to play it if it keeps going and going and going. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab now, go back to the key portion of it, and I'm going to grab the intro of it like here. That's the intro of the song. So as you see here, that's this part of the song. This is the whole song right here. This is the original song. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to grab the key portion of the song, which is how the song starts. Right, so I've already got it there. I'm gonna copy that there. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna mix it into here. Again, everything is at -6. I can mix everything at 0, meaning I'm not changing the volume of the -6. Right, and then that's gonna sound like this. And then crash right into the original. Right now, to make it sound even more natural, this is the original effects on the original song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse that to give it a build up instead of a breakdown. And I'm going to paste that at the end. And then what it's going to actually allow me to do is it's going to allow me to build it up and again drop it in again, so that way you don't have a crazy again change in sounds. I'm not sure really what else to call it, but again you're going to build it up and crash it down into what the intro should be. So let's do that. So like I'm going to mark it, go back to the effects, I'm going to mark the start and the end, and then I'm going to reverse it. So again, so now it's going to build up. Right? But if it was the normal way, it was a breakdown, right? So I'm going to reverse that and build it up, and then again, paste that in here. So it's going to sound perfect. And again, it's the exact same noise that the song drops in with, so the ears are not going to even tell the difference. Okay? Beautiful. So what I want to do right now is I wanted to grab the actual song where I want it to come in, and I'm going to paste it right on the end. All right, so I'm going to paste it right on the end here, and now that's actually going to be like what the whole edit's going to look like. So around this region right here is where pretty much the edit is going to go back to the original, and then again, once the original happens, I'm not going to touch the original. So it's going to just pretty much come in like this. And that's it. The DJs will be happy they're using the original version. No more crazy editing, no more reworking, and that's it. Okay, so first things first, as you see, right when it comes in, it already has go in it, and again, it's missing the let's go. So let's grab that right now and get that going. Okay, because one thing I hate is when DJs make edits, and again, they don't take the previous vocal from the 1/2 second before, and then again, it makes it sound so weird once the edit actually comes about. And again, it's with me, I say I think of that as lazy editing. All right, here we go. So here's the vocal. The vocal looks extremely loud because here again, here's the original song, and it's not even that loud. So let's start by taking it down. I want to say by probably 4 or 5. Let's hear it dry and see how it comes in. Alright, so it's just a tiny bit low, so I'm going to reverse what I just did there. I took it down by 5, I'm going to take it down by 4. Alright, and then I'm going to paste it in. So now, I'm literally going to go from the edit I just made into the original song, and no one will know the difference. And again, once I'm done, it's literally going to sound like, if you never heard the song before, you would never know that I did anything to the song. Like that's the way I like to make my edits. So, drops in. Actually, man, you know what? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna take it down one more. Even though I said it just comes in just a tad loud. I'm gonna take it down just one more decibel and then mix it back in here. All right. Oh, hold on. What's going on here? There we go. One more time. Let's try to get this right now. And perfect. All right. So we have the edit I've made. Again, there's no vocals yet right here. And then here's the original song that the DJs will play into and then play out of. So first things first, let's get the crash down first. So again, I've been listening to the background vocals, which the way they process them is just so like crazy. Like there's so much more effects on them rather than just the lead vocal, which just more has like an echo. But this one actually has a lot of auto tune, and they really compress the vocals really well. So I want to use this to really crash in, and I think the SOCA fans are gonna really like it once it actually crashes in. So let's mix the vocals at -5 like we did the other one, and let's see how it crashes in here. Right, so the vocals are just a tiny bit quiet, so I'm gonna actually turn it up just 1 decibel here, and I think it's gonna really make them really stand over the guitar strings. All right. So now that we know that's good to go, we can grab the start of the Amateka, right? I'm gonna grab that, and now we can bring that back into the edit, and now it's not gonna just come crashing in out of nowhere. It's gonna actually have some leading vocals out of it. Copy, we're gonna move that over. We're gonna mix it in and at the same volume, and now this is what it's gonna sound like. Sounds really good. Vocals are just sitting over the guitar strings. You don't want them too powerful, but you don't want to not hear the meter. So. Now we're gonna keep it going with the second 8-bar part of the chorus. Again, I'm gonna copy. I've already marked it, and let's mix it in here as well. Again, there's going to be 2. There's going to be 2 markers. This is where the acapella ended, and then this is where the new beat begins, but again, we want to keep it going on the same timing. So we are going to mix it in at the exact same volume, exact same timing. And let's listen from the top, see how it sounds.
Take a wind up, then I wind and wind up so, and take a jump until morning, fed till I falling, soaking wet, and I up in every fet. It could be hot sun or storm, is fed till I falling down, to look I falling, girl and them like they want me, fed till I falling down, to look I falling, all that liquor they pouring, fed till I falling down.
Not bad, not bad. My vision has come to what I want it to be. Now again, sometimes this is my bulldog right here, Mr. Gus. What up, Mr. Gus? He likes to bug me when I'm making edits. The key thing is sometimes your vision won't come the way you want it to, based on the fact of you don't always have the full pieces you need, and sometimes like you want the producer to even give you even more of a breakdown in the stems, which sometimes you don't get. So sometimes you kind of almost have to rework it the way you feel. So again, we have that there. We just have one more 8 that I wanted to mess with. Now again, the way the song actually starts has like Kes just kind of harmonizing, saying some random words. I don't want to use that because that's the way the original starts anyways, and I'm not about being original. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of the ad-lib stuff, which I've already kind of marked out here, and see what we can do with that to, again, give it a different perspective, different take on the edit itself. So Crash is in here. That's the middle of it, so let me mark that. Now again, with the ad-lib I want to use, I was already listening to it before I started the video, was this right here.
Jump until morning, fed till I'm falling down.
So now you're going to have to sing that to yourself to figure out where that's going to go in that next 8 bar, which is going to go right some in the middle. So I'm going to sing it to in my head first, and then I can sing it out loud for you guys if you don't catch it. Okay, so if you didn't catch it, let's go over it one more time. Here we go.
Jump until morning, fed till I'm falling down.
So I will play it again, and I will sing where I would like it to come in. Right here. Jump until morning, fed till I've fallen down. I can't sing, I'm sorry, but again, at least you can do the timing. I'll let the singers do the singing, and I'll make the edits. So, one more time, and then over right here, fet, right there. Cool. So, we know exactly where it's going to come in. It's going to come in right around this region here, if you can see my mouse. So, let's grab the vocal. Where is it? The ad-lib vocal. Now, as you see, there's a tiny bit of vocal even before the kick would come in. So we're going to have to, like, do a tiny bit of math here. So let's say over here, and we'll paste it in, mixing it the same vocal. Actually, we should even turn it down a tiny bit more because those are really hot vocals for some reason. Mix it in, and let's listen to it, see how it sounds.
Jump until morning, fed till I'm falling down.
Okay, so it comes in just a tad early, so we're gonna move it just over a tiny bit. But the volume seems to be deep.
Jump until morning, fed till I'm falling down.
All right, now we just need one more little thing is all we're missing. Like just this last 4 bars, it just seems pretty dry just by doing that. So let's see if I can grab something here.
Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why?
Oh, let's grab that and see what we can do with it. Again, all we need is this one more vocal, and the edit is pretty much done. We'll pop the 8-bar intro on it and bounce it out, and we're good to go. So here we go. Let's just see what last one here.
Jump until morning, fed till I'm falling down.
All right, so I missed it that time because it's kind of at the end. Let me listen to that one more time.
Jump until morning, fed till I'm falling down.
So it technically should go in this portion, but that's where it's gonna come in. This is what happens when you don't give a bulldog attention. He just bugs the crap out of you. Gus, stop right now. Okay.
Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why?
Okay, so I might need to make it a bit of dry right before it comes in, but let's see how that works.
Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why? Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why?
It's gonna be a bit tricky.
Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why?
Getting closer.
Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why?
Go back just a tiny bit.
Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why? Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why? Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why?
All right, that sounds pretty good. Now let's listen to the
Jump until morning, fed till I'm falling down. Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why? Right on me vibes up, pockets and all.
That sounds pretty good. Still a bit dry at the end. Let's see if I can get scratched on one more thing.
All on the road. Somebody catch me.
I can use that for the last part here.
Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why? Somebody catch me.
Wow, first shot. That is something you don't see every day. You just get to lay that right down on the first shot. Here we go. Let's listen to that one more time.
Jump until morning, fed till I'm falling down. Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why? Somebody catch me. Right on me vibes.
All right, maybe I was wrong and I didn't get it on that first shot. So let's move it over just a tiny bit here.
Somebody catch me.
Listen to that one more time.
Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why? Somebody catch me.
All right, that's coming in way too early.
Somebody catch me. Girl and them, why? Somebody catch me.
All right, we're gonna move it over just a tiny bit. This might actually be too much.
Somebody catch me. Right on me. Jump until morning, fed till I'm falling down. Watch the girl and them, watch the girl and them, why? Somebody catch me. Right on me.
Yeah, Yeah, so as I suspected, I moved it over just a tad too much, and now it sounds off. And again, you don't want it to sound off. You want it to sound crisp and on. All right, here we go. This rework edit from myself is going to be featured on the Toronto Caribana DJ Pack, coming out July 25th, 2015. I'm going to post a link in all the videos for this edit and for the whole pack. Check it out, and you can see me build this whole edit from start to finish. So pretty much what's left to be done is we're going to mix it up to a proper audio level, and we're still going to put the 8-bar intro. So what I already did is I grabbed the drum percussion section, and then I grabbed some of the other effects, which mixed down into this. Alright, so now we need to put that into the actual edit itself. We're going to paste that in here. Seems actually really loud, so we're actually going to turn this down a tiny bit. Again, if you're wondering why I'm working at so low levels, please check the other videos and I'll explain why. So I turn it down by 3, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to post, I'm going to paste this right here, this piece, which is the effects coming in. All right, we're going to paste it right on here and see what's going to happen here. So we're going to paste it not at -6, we're going to paste it right at 0. It's already turned down, and here we go. So right now I'm just looking for volume. The intro should not be louder than what the crash is going to come into. So let's check it out. Seems pretty good to me. Let's do it one more time. So I'm just noticing now it's just a tad loud. So I'm going to turn it down by 1 more decibel. Again, you want it to come in at the exact same decibel level as the crash because you don't want it to sound weird. So I've turned it down 1 decibel. We're going to paste it right back in, and I'm pretty sure this is going to solve all of our problems here. Like even visually, you can just see how it just kind of matches up. As it builds up. Beautiful. Until morning, fed till I Fallin, soaking wet, and up in every fet. It could be hot sun. Just beautiful. I love it. It sounds great. Here is the whole edit. I'm not going to put an outro because I don't imagine any DJ is going to play this song for more than 4 minutes. And this song is about 4 minutes 20 seconds. So I don't think that any DJ is going to play it for that long. So we're going to see how this is going to go. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to my graphic dynamics of the song, which would be the way a producer, remixer, editor, sound designer, this is where they would give the song some depth, turn it up without distorting, also giving it some oomph. So actually I have a custom one called Volume Max, which what it does is it takes everything at -60 dB, it adds compression, it adds a bit of oomph on the bottom end, a bit of the hiss on the top end, and it kind of builds up the middle just a tiny bit. And I got it set for -6 dB, which again, since we're working at -6 dB, everything's gonna just come up perfectly. I might make another video of how I even came to come to this setting here. So we're gonna do that, and the edit is gonna come nicely. We're just gonna zoom in here. And as you see, the edit is not, I don't see any flat lines or anything, meaning there's no distortion. And your speakers are not going to bottom out when they hear the song. They're just going to, I just like to scroll in to see where we are here. So a tiny bit there, but you know what? I think that's just part of the bass drum itself. And it's actually not a flat line. It's just under the 0 mark. So, I mean, it's not even that bad. So let's hear. I'm going to turn actually my volume down because it's going to be much louder. And hear how it sounds. that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is an edit from start to finish. Again, I actually got really lucky in the way that this worked out. And again, a lot of people don't always get the stems of their remixes. Sometimes people don't even get their instrumentals. I mean, one thing to have the stems is just fabulous, but some people don't even get the instrumentals. And there's some edits where I've had to like literally piece where this artist is not singing, just little snippets of little seconds of the instrumental to build an 8-bar intro just for that in general. So we got really lucky here. Again, I hope you enjoyed going through my thought process. I know again, the only reason why I made this video is a lot of people asked, Jay, how do I make edits? What is my thought process going into making edits? So I just wanted to document it and give you my perspective of how I like to do it, and hopefully it helps you in making your own edits. All right, peace.